We all know the destination.
There's the pass to Leitner.
Drew for the win.
Smart takes a shot.
Whitford.
Jordan.
Archie Diacono gives it to Jenkins.
Gone. Freeze Drew did it.
Oh, it's a long ways. They won it.
Indiana wins the championship.
Who has the championship? From Arizona.
North Carolina is the national champion.
But it's the journey that defines us.
They are going to play very, very hard. But we're going to play harder than they do. This is going to be a fight. The only way we can even come close to getting this is really dig in and get in the fight.
One stumble, and it may be the end.
I'm so proud of you seniors for fighting.
Each obstacle prepares you for the true test. Every game, every moment is one step closer to the destination. Are you ready?
This is the Sports Page March Madness Edition. The co-host of my co-host Paul there, Zach Roden. The time has come. And at the end of the day, Zachary.
God damn it! Could your one word you said there?
There can only
Mark,
be one winner.
By the way, I agree with you, but Mark, I just want to let you know, I don't know what you're talking about in the comment section. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just holding my microphone, and I was shaking it out of excitement, friend, because it is March Madness time, guys. It is the best time of the year for college basketball.
You know what, Zachary? I mean, what are we doing here? It's fucking college basketball season, the best time of the year. March Madness time to crack open a beer.
Yeah, you know what? I have a very excited episode for you guys. I'm getting my energy in right now, quickly. I'm getting my energy in. Celsius, not a sponsor of the show, but I will take it from you guys if you want to sponsor the show. Stuff's delicious. Giving them a free plug here for our tens of viewers we get here, Robert, which hopefully we're going to be turning into hundreds and thousands, and maybe even one day, millions.
And the millions and millions of the Sports Cave fans somewhere down the line. I said millions of Sports Cave fans. Another beer.
Goddamn. Well, Robert.
This is my favorite fucking time of the year as it pertains to college basketball, as we have a absolute stacked bracket to go through. Not to mention,
sir.
There's, I'm going to say, one team that should have made it, and they got left off the bracket. We're going to get into that. What? Beer? What? One beer? What? Zachary, how was your weekend, bud?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I Friday night went and visited my my buddy's new condo. Had a couple alcoholic beverages there. Then the Saturday night, went out for dinner. Completed a few lights in my buddy's house, so his dad took us all out for a couple beers and some food afterwards. And he's actually house sitting in his house right now.
Yeah.
So we went over there and we tried out this new Barbados rum, Robbie. It's called Bumbu, maybe Bumbu. I'm pretty sure it's Lil Wayne's. But whatever it is, dude, it is. I'm not a whiskey guy. I'm not a rum guy. I don't drink that shit on the rocks. This was the most enjoyable rum beverage I've ever had in my life, where I had no problem sipping it on the rocks. Absolutely none. It was smooth. It was delicious. So a couple free plugs so far for me this episode. And then we discovered a record player, and the house we were sitting, my buddy's sitting, has maybe the greatest collection of old classic rock records I've ever seen in my life. So we were just pumping through some vinyl. that Saturday night. We got pretty stoned, had some beers. It was a good Saturday night, all in all. How about you there, Robert?
Saturday night.
Some Saturday night, bro.
There you go. That's better. Yeah, Saturday was a dandy of a day into the evening as went to Mi Madres for his St. Patty's party, and we turned on the UConn game at 6:30. We had a decent crowd watching, and what a game! What a game for the UConn Huskies, securing that Big East championship, something that was on their list, and they have succeeded in doing so as they took down Marquette. It was a very close defensive battle in the first half, but the second half, the Huskies opened it up. Donovan Clingan, who is ready for the NBA, by the way.
It's a shot at you, Bob.
Oh, yeah, it is. He had a tremendous game of over 20 points and over 15 rebounds. He was awesome. And it's in the second half, they all started hitting their shots collectively. Excuse me. And I honestly thought that they weren't going to win that game for a good period of time due to the fact that they've already run 2 against Marquette. Well, they swept them. Unless they somehow get off in the national championship, the UConn Huskies are 3-0 this year against Marquette.
And I mean, we could
more consistent. One more year. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. The dude is 7'2", 280 pounds. Anybody in the NBA would take him in a heartbeat. Do you not understand the crazy big men that are in the NBA now that he could be a force to be reckoned with against Wembanyama, against Joel Embiid? Like, seriously. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, we can definitely assume that he will be in the NBA next year, barring any craziness that happens in this March Madness.
If he does stay, he has made a commitment to UConn, and I believe his mother passed away, Zach, from breast cancer. Do not make any jokes.
Why would I do that?
All right, and I think that one of her well wishes was finish out your full 4 years, get your degree, then pursue. But this kid will be NBA bound, no questions.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if that is the mother's dream or the mother's, I guess, dying wish, per se. Then
well, I don't know if it was dying wishes. I'm sure there's something they probably talked about well before.
Yeah. I mean, if that's something he wants to do for his mom, then I totally understand it. But also, I mean, hey, you know what? Now that with NIL, too, I mean, the guy's probably making a fucking pretty penny, too. So, I mean, it does make sense. I guess stick around, fur up your abilities, get him a little bit more all-rounded or well-rounded, rather. It's Monday, baby, boys and girls.
Let's try not to be sloppy as we were last week. Last week we were sloppy.
Yeah. But as Robbie said, UConn Huskies, Big East champions, and if I am correct on this, Robbie, I think with the Houston loss, we are now the overall number 1 seed going into the March Madness
we are
tournament.
the number 1 seed heading into the tournament, but we finished as the number 1 team in the nation.
Bam, bam. So, Robbie, I got the bracket open here. Why don't we get started here, and why don't we get started in UConn's bracket here? How do you like the sound of that?
I do like the sound of that, but Zach, I'm going to try to load up the bracket as well. So we.
Oh yes, throw it on the screen. Okay, I like that idea.
Just give me a couple
seconds. See what occurs here.
You know what? I can't wait to get out of fucking work Thursday because that's like when all the game. That's the advantage of working until fucking 2:00. As soon as that punch, you punch out to go, baby. We are good.
You are done. You are laggy on your end. I won't lie to you.
I know.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Okay, I got
That's better.
AMG. Call out Thursday. Alex, you're fucking nuts, brother. I don't know how Kurt would respond to that, bro. All right, is this... I think that's the best I could do here, Zach. Is that
you can't really see the top of it.
Fucking dog shit!
With the StreamYard, unfortunately, but hey, I mean, we're a work in progress here, folks. I mean, fuck me. That's what happens.
Well, sorry, StreamYard. We're not
guys, you know what? We tried our best, but you know what, guys? Zachy's here to save the day. Starting off in the East bracket here, Robbie. We got our UConn Huskies, UConn Huskies. Number 1 seed going up against number 16 seed. Now, this says Stetson. I'm not really sure if I've ever heard of Stetson before, Robert.
I haven't heard of them neither.
There's
going to be a lot of teams in this fucking bracket you probably never heard of before, dude.
The Stetson Hatters against the UConn Huskies here Friday, 2:45 p.m. I think me and Robbie can both say that's going to be a UConn Huskies slaughter job.
I hope so. But Zach, let's not forget last year Purdue was the number 1 team. They end up losing.
Yep, very true. But Purdue's choke
can't-
artist. We know that about Purdue.
Well, here's the thing though. Regardless, is that these number 16 teams have nothing to lose and all to gain against these number 1 seeded teams. So if they lose the game, it's to be expected. But if they win the game, then the number 1 seed ain't ever going to hear the fucking end of it.
Yeah, a lot more pressure on UConn in that game. That's for damn sure. But I'm not worried, Robert. I'm not worried.
I'm not worried about it either. Dan Hurley's going to have his team well prepared, which is something I didn't believe in up until last year when they made the miraculous run. I believe in Dan Hurley more than I ever had, ever since he was the coach of UConn and prior with Providence. I have full faith in Dan Hurley and this UConn squad. I'm going to tell you one thing. The biggest X factor for this UConn squad going all the way to the national championship is not Dominic Klingon. It's not Tristan Newton. It's not Cam Spencer. It's not Caravan. Their biggest X factor is going to be Stephen Castle, the freshman, his first year, an NBA lottery pick thus far. But when he is off, you got to get some sort of help off the bench, or your guards between Cam Spencer and Tristan Newton have to step up. So defensively, he does well, but we're going to need that offensive game all the way throughout the tournament.
Fuck yeah, we are, bitch.
Yeah, every fucking thing I look at is so fucking blurry.
I'm not even, to be honest with you, I'm not even looking at the streamer anymore, Robbie. I am looking at my my computer here. And Mr. Robert, I'm going to move on. I'm going to go in order here. So I just did 1 through 16. Now I'm going to do 2 versus 15, okay?
In the East.
Yes, it's still the East. It's still the East. 2 versus 15 in the East. The number 2 seed representing the East this year, Iowa State, going up against 15th seed South Dakota State here, Robbie. Do we sniff any upsets coming in this one?
Give me a second. I'm trying to fucking load it up. No, I think Iowa State's going to pull through against South Dakota State.
I agree with you
would
100%
say-
there.
I'll tell you which one I look at, and I'm going to say yes, they're going to be an upset.
Okay. As I'm going through them, you're going to do it?
Yep.
All right. Well, Robbie, next game on the list here, number 3, Illinois, 3rd seed in the East. Illinois going up against 14 seed Morehead State. Robbie, I can tell you this very confidently. I'm not a massive college basketball fan. You know, there's going to be some teams on here that I don't know, that I've never heard of. Stetson's been one. Add another to the list with Morehead State.
Yeah. Once we go through the bracket, I'm going to make a little rant about one team that should have been in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
no,
going Illinois.
yeah, I'm going to do Illinois as well, too. No upset in this one here, Robbie. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. Now we're getting into the 4 versus 13. This is where the upsets could be a little bit more frequent. This is when they start happening here, Robbie. Is there going to be one when number 4 seed Auburn takes in number 13, Yale University? Yale, I would have to guess, not known for their basketball.
Well, it made the NCAA tournament quite frequently within, I'd say, the last 6 years.
Whatever you have up on the screen right now, by the way, Robbie, I'm looking at my TV. It looks great.
Perfect.
So that's fine.
Um,
That's good right there.
I want to take Yale so badly due to the fact they're out of New Haven, but Auburn has fluctuated throughout the majority of the season. But I'm going to stick with Auburn. I'm going to leave my heart out of it, and I hope the Bulldogs pull one off, but I think Auburn is going to be the team that prevails.
Well, Robbie, I am going to side with you on this one here. The next game here, Robbie, I'm trying to figure out what UAB stands for, so maybe you can help me out on that one. We have number 12 UAB going up against number 5 San Diego State. UAB Blazers, Robbie, if that helps.
I believe they're out of Alabama.
Okay, that would make sense. That would make sense. Oh, is it Alabama Birmingham? Yes, there it is. Bob just got it right. Okay. Yep. Again, I just don't. I don't know much about the basketball programs of either of these two schools. But you know what, Robbie?
I'll tell you what. UAB has probably the biggest mid-court logo across NCAA.
Well, and for that
They're
reason
Dragons.
right there, I'm taking the Dragons or the
Well, that's
Blazers,
good.
whatever they're called.
I stopped myself. That's a stupid reason. It's San Diego State.
It is a stupid reason. But let's have some fun here, folks. Okay, you know what? Yeah, Robbie's kid. Robbie's right. I will also be taking San Diego State here. A couple more games to go over in the East here, Robbie. Number 6, BYU versus number 11, Duquesne. Duquesne Dukes, whatever the hell kind of Frenchy sounding name that is. Just for that reason, Ray Dallaire, not a French guy. So BYU Cougars for the win for Zach Roden. Number 6 BYU Cougars. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Duquesne. No, I'm going BYU. How's it go, Zach? What's the name?
Fuck me. It is the Duquesne Dukes, I believe their name was. A terrible name. You guys deserve to lose. Next game in this bracket here, number 7, Washington State. Number 10, Drake University. Robbie, this one I'm actually not fucking around with. This will be my first upset I'm going to call. Drake University will take down Washington State. What is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just going with that because you're thinking of Drake from,
Jersey Drake, baby, represent Canada.
This could be one of the upsets. I don't feel, I don't know too much about these fucking teams, man. This
Me
is all
neither,
about-
but I feel like every year it's a 7 and a 10 or a 6 or 11 that always is like it always happens. It always happens.
I don't know how often it happens where one region is like all the favorites end up winning.
Yeah.
But I'm with the East, I'm probably going with all the favorites to win. 1-3.
So you will be taking Washington State against Drake.
Correct.
And then ending it off, Robbie, we have FAU, number 8
Alex,
seed.
on your side, he's going with Alabama.
You say what now?
Alabama. He's going with Alabama Birmingham over San Diego State.
I think Bob was just telling us that was what Alabama Birmingham was.
Right, but Alex is taking them over San Diego State. And I'll tell you what, Alex probably I believe you pay more attention to college basketball than the average person, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Gardner.
Well, I will accept his smarts in this one. I'm taking Drake. Well, Bob, you're wrong. Just kidding, Bob. We're on that one on the right page. Totally fucked with you, Bob, there, because I also am taking Drake. But Robert,
I'm extremely thirsty. I only grabbed 3 beers. I might need more beers. 1.
Well, you can get some more beers after we go over number 8 FAU against number 9 Northwestern. Robbie, this is an 8 and a 9. This one could go either way.
I'm going Florida Atlantic all the way, dude.
I think I'm going as well with Florida Atlantic. Fuck Northwestern, right?
Yeah. Fuck the west of the North. Fuck them.
All right, Robbie. Well, that completes the East. Let's slap our talents over to the West, where the number 1 seed North Carolina Tar Heels, Robbie, are yet to find out who they will be playing in their bracket. So I actually do not have the information. As a great podcast host I am, I do not have the information of the teams.
The high life, you dig? Cheers, brother.
Oh, there we go, Robbie. You got it right there. Beautiful. The
I
winner
do got it.
between Howard University and Wagner, I'm assuming University, will be facing off and losing to North Carolina Tar Heels in the first round of the West.
Canadians? Can I say something about you Canadians?
Well, yeah, it depends on what the fuck you're going to say.
Like, honestly, it's the University of Connecticut, but I call it college. Why do you have to be so fucking
Because in
technical?
Canada, college and university are two different things in Canada. University's like, that's where the fucking super smarty pants kids go. And college is more of the
Where you
applied programs. I was a college guy,
You're a college queer.
So that's why it's
Anyways.
different in Canada. All right.
Mhm.
But, Robbie, like I said, whether it's Howard or Wagner, North Carolina Tar Heels, as the number 1 seed, will be plowing through.
North Carolina should plow through. Absolutely, you were correct.
Yes. A team that has made a jump the last couple of years in the basketball standings, but has never won jack shit, Robbie, and that is Arizona. Arizona, the number 2 seed, going up against 15 seed Long Beach State. Long Beach State didn't even know they had a basketball team right there, Robbie. And for that reason right there, I will be going with number 2, Arizona.
Well, you can do that, Zach, but I'm going to this really quick because I'm going to hit this. I'm going to go back over here. Okay, we're good. Because I had to load that down really quick, Zachary, because there's something that tells me from everything that I've been hearing all over social media, radio platforms, is that Arizona are frauds. And for that reason, I'm going Long Beach State.
Wow. We have That's a big upset here. Robbie is calling.
It is.
I mean, if a team was going to do it, I would say it'd be Arizona or Purdue to calf in this first round. So, not to say that can't happen, Robbie. I mean, you might be on the right path here.
Alex, you're right about Mr. Caleb Love. You're absolutely correct. But one of the things that is the biggest downfall for Arizona is that if Caleb Love
Sure.
isn't going off offensively, they have no other assets outside of him that could really take over the game like that. If he's scoring 4 points on 2 of 9 shooting, they're in deep, deep trouble. And again, these 13 through 16 seeds have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So for those reasons, most teams are going to come in well prepared. And, they've had 30 games, Arizona, 30 games to adjust to if Mr. Love can't find it on the court. It might be too late. For those reasons, I'm going Long Beach State. And that will happen in my bracket.
Damn. Well, Robbie, expert analysis right there, sir. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. There it is. Beauty. Now I got both these things side by side. Lovely. Well, Robbie, you have the biggest upset so far of the first round bracket with Long Beach State, 15 seed, taking down number 2 Arizona. Let's see if you have another big one coming in your sleeve here, Robert, with number 3 Baylor University going up against number 14 Colgate. I'm just going to start out by saying right now, I don't think I'd ever choose a team that's named after what I brush my teeth with in the morning. Excuse me. And for that reason, I will be taking Baylor University, the favorites.
Yeah, Baylor's been flirting around in the top 25 all season. I believe they cracked the top 10. I'm going to go with Baylor as well.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Robert. Well, I would like to hear your opinion on number 4, Alabama. Going up against going up. Go use Colgate after that burp. All right, Joey, I will, you bastard. Number 4, Alabama against number 13, Charleston. I don't know where Charleston is, but I'm just going to guess it's somewhere in Massachusetts, somewhere in Boston. You know what, Robbie? You had a fun one. I'm going to do a fun one, too.
You know what Charleston is?
Is that Charleston? Is that not in Massachusetts?
No, it's in one of the Carolinas.
Ah. Well, then that might change I was going to take him if they're from Massachusetts, but I'm going to take Alabama on that one, Robbie.
South Carolina. I kept my burp quiet, so Joey told me I didn't have to use Colgate. Yeah, I'm going with Alabama as well, bro.
St. Mary's, number 5 against Grand Canyon U.
Robbie, this is the battle of the fucking mountains over there.
I'm learning so much about college
Mary's,
basketball teams here.
It's in the northwest of the states. I believe they're in Washington, right there with Gonzaga, if I'm not mistaken. Grand Canyon, obviously, Arizona, I believe. I don't know where they're specifically located, but I know we got the western battle side of the hemisphere.
Yeah.
What I will tell you, Zachary, is that for years, the division that St. Mary's is in has been dominated by Gonzaga. This year, I believe St. Mary's was the leader heading into whatever necessary tournament that they had going into. Grand Canyon, grand loss. St. Mary's' way.
Yep. And I'm not even seeing Gonzaga here, so.
Gonzaga's got to be on there.
Not in the West.
Gonzaga's not on there. Well, maybe not in the West, but they got to be on there. Alex, Dad, is Gonzaga in the bracket?
Let's go through. We'll get there. We'll get there because we are moving on now to number 6, Clemson, number 11, New Mexico. Robbie, again, don't know really too much about this matchup, but I'm gonna take the Tigers out of Clemson against New Mexico. Robert,
Clemson is a sleeper. Clemson is definitely looking at the comments here as I'm going through. I've heard all about it too, especially from Jay Williams. Clemson is a sleeper, and they can make a deep run in this tournament. So Clemson over New Mexico.
Yep, we were getting that intel that Clemson is, in fact, one of those teams that could be poised to make a bit of a run as a 6-seed squad. Just keep your eyes peeled for them. Number 7, Dayton against number 10, Nevada. Robbie, I don't know why. I'm just thinking Nevada. They're playing with that altitude. They're going to be fit. They're going to be ready to go. I'm going to go with Nevada, the 10 seed. That's my number. That's my 2 10s I'm taking.
How big is the altitude in Nevada?
I don't know. It's somewhere up there, right? It's probably more than Dayton.
Altitude. Let's see. Nevada's altitude. Oh, 5,508 feet. Yeah, that's a little high, Zach. That's a little
Fucking
high.
right.
Yeah, look at
Look at that. I know my geography.
Right. Yeah.
I know my geography.
Country.
I know words.
Dayton, Ohio is definitely not that high.
Yeah, and it's probably filled with crackheads, too.
Ohio altitude. Hey, take it easy, man. Des might be listening, bro.
Sorry, Des.
740 feet.
Okay, yeah. So we're getting about 5,000 more feet of altitude in Nevada.
Well, I'll tell you what. There was a lot of complaints saying that they don't even think that Dayton should have made the bracket this year. There's no one standing out with Dayton because the two times Dayton really stood out was when they had Steph Curry and Obi Toppin. There's no name that's really stood out from Dayton. So for me, I'm going to go with Nevada. Another upset alert. So we're both going with Nevada, huh?
I like the sound of that shit right there. We're altitude boys.
Well,
So we are.
If that's the case, we got to sound the horn, baby.
Upset.
Oh, it was David
Upset. Yeah, I was going to say date. You know what? It's okay, though. That's okay. We're new at this, folks, if you can tell. Number 8, last game of the West. Number 8, Mississippi State going up against number 9, Michigan State. Just because I'm an Ohio State fan, I can't stand anything to do with Michigan. I will be taking number 8, Mississippi State in this one, Robbie.
To me, Michigan State being in the bracket is a homer pick because it's Tom Izzo. But the one thing about Michigan State, they always compete. In the NCAA tournament, they always compete. They have one of the best coaches in college basketball in Tom Izzo, legend, future Hall of Famer in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Zach, I'm going Michigan State.
Oh, slutty.
I'm going Michigan State over Mississippi State.
Well, there we go, folks. And that right there, guys, is the final of the West, Robbie. If you want to load up the North is what I got loaded up next here on the old computer screen here. You let me know when you are ready. When Midwest. My apologies. Midwest. I don't know why I said North. Midwest.
You fucking idiot.
Midwest.
You stupid fuck.
You just had it. You just had it. Go 2 over.
It's on there.
Okay, beauty. Look at the TV screen. Starting off, we have number 1 Purdue going up against either Montana State or Grambling U. Guys,
Zach,
we have
no way that it happened back-to-back years, right?
We have to take into consideration, guys, with Purdue, what their history is, and their history is a lot like Lisa Ann in her prime. A lot of choking going on. You know what I mean? Now, Robbie, I am not going to call for a 16 versus 1 because that happened to him last year, right? That was what happened last year.
Yeah.
There is, and I might sound like a fucking idiot after this airs. There is no chance that that's going to happen again. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to go on a run and win this tournament, but they will get through this first round. I will be going with Purdue, and if they don't do that, I mean, they got to fire every single human being that fucking has any single association with that Purdue team if they lose to a 16 seed again.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I don't buy into Purdue going this far into the bracket.
Me neither.
Maybe Sweet 16, Elite 8, but I don't have them going to the Final Four. But I will take them against Montana State or Grambling.
Well, so we are both have Purdue in that one here, Robbie. This next one's kind of interesting because we are dealing with, if I remember correctly, a Cinderella story team of either last year or the year before that.
A couple years ago. It was either pre-COVID or a little bit post it.
And that is number 2, Tennessee, going up against number 15, St. Peter's, Robbie.
Hey, Zach, can I say something? Isn't it funny how we describe timelines now, like pre-COVID or post-COVID?
Yeah, fucking. I hate it at the same time, too, though. But, Robbie, you know what, man? I would love to see them do it again. I don't know exactly who the hell is even on St. Peter's, but I think I would just be stupid to take them to beat Tennessee. I'm going to have to go with Tennessee in this one, Robbie.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's no chance I'm taking St. Peter's over Tennessee. 0 chance. I'm going Tennessee.
All right, we are both going Tennessee in that one. Moving on, so that was 2 versus 15. 3 versus 14, Robbie. We have Creighton, our rivals, going up against Akron University, Akron, Ohio, where the gangsters live. I am going to be taking a 3 versus 14.
Robbie Clark, have no association.
I am going to take Creighton.
No association whatsoever with Zach just said right there. There are beautiful people in Akron.
I'm going to take Creighton, Robbie.
You are a fucking wild card, let me tell you, sir. Jesus.
Dude, we have fun here, okay? Bob, you having fun, Bob? Bob, you're having fun. I know Bob's having fun over there.
Of course he is. Yeah, I'm going with Creighton as well. Creighton, I think, can make a deep run. They got that kid that could shoot from the fucking logo out there from 3. Creighton had a really, really good season this year in the Big East. I honestly think that they're better than Marquette. I think they were the second best team, although they did take down UConn. UConn being on the road. I'm gonna go with Creighton winning this one. I think Creighton can make a very deep run.
Yeah, Robbie, I think Creighton is as a 3 seed. I think we are poised to see, as Bob's saying, Final Four. Maybe not Final Four, but I think we're going to see a team that's going to ruffle some feathers this tournament. They're going to be going on a bit of a run. Would be
Creighton's
my
toughest
guess.
competition getting there. Obviously, Tennessee's right there. Texas is right there. It's definitely. It looks easy on paper, but I think this conference is a little bit harder than what people anticipate.
Let's talk about the 4 versus 13 seed. Another tough competition that Creighton would have in this. Number 4, Kansas Jayhawks against number 13, Samford. We all know, I mean, Jayhawks have been a team that have been around for years and years and years, always one of the top teams. Obviously, this year, last couple of years, not as good as the Kansas Jayhawks team that we remember in the past, but I still think they'll have absolutely no problem in this one, Robbie.
Zero problem whatsoever.
Yeah. Going to be a splashing, a smashing, and a dashing for the Kansas Jayhawks. And here we have number 5, Gonzaga is, in fact, in this puppy, of course. Gonzaga, number 5, against McNeese, number 12.
McNeese is going to suck on their McNuts. Gonzaga.
Okay, well, there we go. Robert just said that. So, you know what? We're just going to slide on and just keep on moving through that one, Robbie, because I agree with you.
Slide on as we were talking about McNuts, yeah.
Next, we speaking of nuts, we have the South Carolina Gamecocks, number 6 overall in the Midwest, going up against number 11 Oregon Ducks. Robbie,
The Duckhawks.
sound the horn.
This is really unprepared here.
Oregon Ducks will defeat the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Make that 2 of us.
God damn. Well, we both have a little bit of an upset in that one here, Robbie. Next one is the 7 seed Texas. This is what I don't understand about March Madness, Robbie, which maybe you'll be able to help. Texas has not had their matchup finalized yet. It's going to be either Colorado State or Virginia, both sitting at a possible 10 seed. How is it that one of the team that loses that wouldn't get, like, how is there already 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 seeds, but these two guys are going for 10? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense to me in that.
I don't understand how this shit works. I think it might be because of a voting issue, maybe, potentially. I don't know. I don't know how that shit all works out, but I'll tell you this. If it's Colorado State that makes it, I'm probably going Colorado State. If it's Virginia, Texas will smash the shit out of them because it's a last 4 team in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we'll find that out. That says 3/19, so March 19th, March 20th, I think is what it's saying, is when those games will be going down, which is tomorrow and Wednesday, Robbie. So we'll be having some updates. We have a full bracket by Wednesday night, folks, as to who will be playing who. Whether it's Virginia, whether it's Colorado State, I still like Texas in either of them, Robbie.
If Colorado State advances, I'm taking them over Texas, but otherwise I'll take Texas to take down Virginia.
There we go. And ending off the Midwest bracket here, Robbie, number 8, Utah State. That rhymed as shit. Love it. Against number 9, the TCU Horned Frogs. Horny. I will be going with Utah State, Robert. Taking the number 8 against the Horned Frogs. Horny.
You scare me sometimes. You do scare me. Yeah, I'm going with TCU as well.
Well, there we go, Robert. And we are down now to one last bracket, and that is the South. Starting off with the South bracket here, Robbie, we have number 1, Houston. Who was number 1 of the nation up until last week? Fuck you. Number 1, Houston, going up against number 16, Longwood. That was my nickname in high school.
I doubt it.
I think I will be taking Longwood in this one, Robbie, as a 16 seed. Just kidding with you. I will be taking Houston to defeat Longwood. I actually think this Houston team could be built for a bit of a run. I don't think they're going to win nothing. I think they showed a lot of weaknesses and a lot of holes in their game by getting absolutely pummeled in their championship matchup. But you know that's going to make them hungry. They're going to come out hard. And you know what happens when you come out hard against Longwood? Never a good thing.
Well, I got some Longwood right now. I'm going to do the insane. I'm going Longwood over Houston, and I'm going to tell you why right now.
Wow.
I have no faith in Houston throughout the rest of this bracket. Their bench is nearly depleted. Their starters are going to get exhausted. If they get in foul trouble, then they got to be really conservative with their fouls. Longwood's going to come out aggressive. They're going to expose their Longwood all over the Cougars. I
Slutty.
said it. Robbie Clark is going with Longwood over the Houston Cougars.
Wow. That is a big one there, folks. Robbie is picking the Longwood. Something he has done before.
Son, you're
Moving on here, Robbie, we have number 2, the team that just cannot figure out the Yukon Huskies. Number 2 in the South, Marquette, going up against number 15, Western Kentucky. Albeit Marquette, we've had our matchups with them all year. As you said earlier, we've taken them down 3 out of 3 times. I would love to get the opportunity to beat them 4 out of 4 times, Robbie. And I think they're going to have no problem against Western Kentucky. I will be taking Marquette.
I'm taking Marquette as well.
And moving from Western Kentucky to just Kentucky in general, number 3, University of Kentucky, going up against number 14, Oakland. Robbie, I'm going to say it again. I mean, University of Kentucky, a lot, kind of like a team like the Kansas Jayhawks, one of those historic franchises that over the last couple of years, I don't think we've seen as strong a teams as we're used to from schools like, Kentucky, Duke, Kansas. But again, I don't think they're going to have any trouble against Oakland. So I will be taking Kentucky.
I don't know how deep of a run I'm going to have Kentucky making it, but I don't think they're going to
and speaking of Duke, Robert, number 4 Duke representing the South bracket, going up against number 13 Vermont University. I think just because of our disdain for Duke in this podcast, we will be both choosing number 13 Vermont.
Nope, because I'm not an idiot. I'm going with Duke.
There we go. Well, you are an idiot, but that's okay. Number 5 Wisconsin against number 12 James Madison.
Hold on. You're saying this wrong. Number 5 Barstool's Big Cat Wisconsin Badgers versus number 12 PFT's James Madison University. I'll be tuning into their stream as this game's going on. There's going to be a lot of shit talking. It's going to be beautiful.
And you want to know who I'm siding with, Robbie?
Who you siding with?
I'm siding with PFT. I want to see some more heroics from James Madison, which is why I will be taking the JMU to blow through Wisconsin U, baby.
Wow. Well, Zach, Wisconsin Badgers have made a run in the past. They've made it to the national championship with Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker. JMU, I think the university as a whole is clearly uprising between the football program and the basketball program. This is a tough test, but I just don't think I could take JMU. I think I'm going Big Cat. I'm going Wisconsin Badgers.
Well,
Betcher.
I will be tuning into that as well, sir. Next on the list here, Robert, number 6, Texas Tech against number 11, NC State, which I'm assuming the NC must stand for North Carolina. Or is it going to stand for no chance? Because the Texas Tech at number 6 will defeat number 11, NC State.
Let's not forget who NC State took down in their little tournament there. They took down the Duke Blue Devils. You got a lot of confidence, huh?
Well, I mean, Duke's not Duke anymore, Rob, but we can both agree with that.
I guess that's fair. I'm going to go with Texas Tech as well. It was a nice little hoorah for NC State, but that's a high alert season to take down the Duke Blue Devils, but Texas Tech will prevail. The Red Raiders.
All right, Robbie, we have another undetermined matchup here with number 7, Florida University, who will either be facing Boise State or Colorado at number 10. Again, Robbie, I don't really know too much about Boise State or Colorado. I'm not sure who would be favored in that. If you give me a second, actually, I can probably click on the game here, and it might give me a little bit of information on the odds. It's not showing odds. Okay. Well, if we're looking at the field goal percentage and shooting percentages of the teams, Colorado is definitely getting a edge in pretty much the majority of categories. You know what, Robbie? Just from what I'm seeing here, I will be taking the Colorado Buffaloes to win against Boise State. But when it comes down to it, I will take Florida University pretty much to beat. Oh, Florida suffered a devastating injury at center. Are we talking? Okay, well, Bob, this might change my answer here. I'm going to take the Colorado Buffaloes to beat Broncos and then beat Florida. Robert, you like that shit? You like that fucking shit, bitch?
I do like that shit. I do like that shit. I know Florida lost their big guy, but I'm going with the Gators because Gators are my football team. So.
Gators. Well, Robbie, we have one more game to go over for the first round of the NCAA March Madness bracket, and that is number 8 Nebraska going up against number 9 Texas A&M. Something about Nebraska is just getting me excited in this game, Robbie, so I'll be taking number 8 Nebraska. Huh?
And A&M. I don't know if we can have every fucking Texas team continue on to the tournament, so I'm gonna go with Nebraska as well.
Well, we both had Nebraska on that one, Robbie, and that right there, folks, is the March Madness bracket.
Okay, but I'm not done because you know what?
Yeah, I want to hear your rant of who deserved to be in this, Robbie, but got the shaft job.
That we got moronic teams in here like fucking UAB, Oakland, fucking where was the other one? Akron and Dayton and Virginia even has a chance to get into there. Let me tell you something. How does the NCAA fuck this up? How do they not have this team in? Like the Big East only has 3 teams in. You can argue that 6 teams can make it in, but I'm going to ignore Providence and I'm going to ignore St. John's. They both did well this year. Rick Pitino will bring St. John's to the national championship tournament next year. I'm a firm believer in that. How could you go into this tournament without Seton Hall? It's an absolute embarrassment from this committee to not have Seton Hall in. Seton Hall did nearly the impossible when UConn looked like they would never get beaten. The first team they lost to. If it wasn't the first, it was the second. But God damn it, it's impressive to take down the UConn Huskies. Seton Hall deserves to be. And to double down, not only did they take down the best team in the nation, they took down the second best team in the conference in Marquette. You know, how fair is it? How fair is it that teams that play out-of-conference opponents and smash them by 50 or 60 points get in? Like, do you not look at the level of the competition? The Big East is arguably, it's probably the second or third hardest conference. I'm going to put the Big Ten in there. I'm going to put Duke and North Carolina's division in there. But the Big East deserves to be up there. It's gotten a lot of disrespect the second Pittsburgh left, Syracuse, UConn left, then came back. The Big East needs some more respect. Say what you want about a name. Say what you want about St. John's. I don't look at them. I don't look at Providence. I look at Seton Hall and I say they got shafted. And as for St. John's electing not to play in the NIT, I don't think this is a coach's decision. I don't think it's Rick Pitino's decision. I think it was a collective decision. Fuck you. I'm not playing in your dog shit, low life tournament. It's an absolute shame that Seton Hall was left out.
And that, you guys, you heard it here, right? You heard it here straight from Robbie, straight from the horse's mouth. Not calling you a horse, Robbie. It's a saying.
You are calling me a horse.
Well, it's a saying.
You're a piece of shit. But, Zach, I'm just saying, like, I don't get how you can have a team that took down the best team in college basketball for the majority of the season and a team that was flirting with the top 10 and top 5 all season long, and they're not in the national championship tournament. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's questionable, too, especially when we're going through some of the teams that are in the tournament. Like you said before, I mean, like
they couldn't
Stetson.
They couldn't snag
exactly.
Or
his fucking Stetson University deserves to make it in over Seton Hall. It is a bit ridiculous, but I don't know how they come down to the committee for this shit. But
like there needs to be a clear understanding because there's so much misconceptions on how these teams that don't belong in the tournament are there. Like, seriously, shouldn't you have what you think is like the best of the best? The best of the best. Not congratulations, you won your division, like the fucking Ivy League. No disrespect to Yale. But Seton Hall would mop the floor out of Yale. Mop
Yeah.
the floor out of Yale.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
Pete.
unfortunately, we just will not be able to see it. We just will not be able to see it, unfortunately.
No, and for Seton Hall and their fans, because they got a decent fan base over there, we're sorry. It's a shame.
Yeah, you guys got the shaft this year, but come back stronger next year.
I'm thinking about going to Brooklyn, New York on Sunday
What game's on then?
because the only brand of basketball I'll watch in the Barclays Center is if UConn's there. I'm not going there to watch the shitty-ass Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they are pretty bad.
Hey! You
They
have no
fucking
room to
suck
talk.
dick.
You suck dick. You suck so much
They
dick.
suck.
The semen on
They
your
suck
fucking
a the
beard.
big old penis.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, Rob, before you pop a blood vessel, why don't we change gears here? Why don't we just change sports entirely, Robert?
Before
Yep,
I do that.
I know what you're getting.
That's true. Our first round of the NCAA tournament. Tune in next Monday as we review the winners, the losers. Here's us and the upper. The men. In this Thursday. CBS. TNT.
I don't think anyone can hear a word you're saying with that music going. Okay.
Seriously, do that loud.
I can't hear anything on my end. I can just hear the music and very, very slightly.
Because what I did is I fucking loaded into Adobe and I made the adjustments. And if it's still too loud, then we got more adjustments.
Well, we'll figure it out for next episode if it is,
Do
but
you want to listen to me or do you want to listen to that music? That is the best.
that is some good music. Yeah, Bob couldn't hear anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's a good thing we can't hear from you.
Oh, but Robbie, I think you need to get another sound clip loaded up here because we are taking our talent to the National Football League, Robert. To the National Football League.
I'm scared.
The National Football League. That is right, folks. And I mean, if you thought last week was a crazy week in football, and I mean, I did as well, too. And me and Robbie actually made a deal about 2 weeks ago that we were going to split up the note process to make our notes a little bit more extravagant and make us spend a little bit more time on making them as best as they can be. Where I was taking over hockey and football, Robbie takes over basketball and baseball. And I tell you guys, I chose a bad couple weeks to start with taking over football because I have been crammed researching every single fucking move that has happened in the world of football. And obviously, we had some big moves that happened this week here, folks. Robbie is very upset, and I will start off with why he's upset right now. Before we get into why he's upset, actually, I should say the Pittsburgh Steelers, in a somewhat surprising move, I guess, move on from quarterback Kenny Pickett, trading him to the Philadelphia Eagles along with 120th overall pick of this year's draft, 498th overall, and 2 7th-rounders. News was breaking that apparently Kenny Pickett was not a big fan and did not handle it very well with Russell Wilson joining forces with the Steelers. I guess he wanted to be the starter. So what does Kenny Pickett do? He requests a trade, and now he's going to be a lifetime backup against Jalen Hurts. But nonetheless, the Steelers were not done there, and this is why Robbie is upset. Pittsburgh Steelers bring in I think in a move that no one saw coming, Robbie, Justin Fields, quarterback of the Chicago Bears. And they're thinking, okay, they probably gave a first-round pick, maybe a second-round pick, hey, maybe a third and a roster player. No, they got it for the very fair price, very affordable price of a conditional 6th-round pick, which turns into a 4th-round pick if Justin Fields plays 51% of the Steelers snaps this season, which we can all guess probably will not happen. So at the end of the day, Justin Fields gets traded for a 6th-round pick, and Robbie is going through the emotions right now because his New England Patriots need a quarterback. Yes, they have a high draft pick right now, but I think he's a little bit upset, and I kind of agree with him. They couldn't afford a 6th-round pick for Justin Fields, maybe even a 5th round. You see that asking price, and you're a team that needs a quarterback. It's got to be a gut punch. Robbie, as a Patriots fan, someone who was looking for a quarterback, someone that could have afforded this asking price for the trade, What are your thoughts on this, Robbie?
You want to know my thoughts?
Yes, please.
First, I think it's necessary for me to finish this beer.
Okay, well, there we go.
My thoughts
Okay.
is how retarded
Oh, we were doing so good, man.
office. Seriously? All you do is do that to get Justin Fields? And you could bring him with this Ohio State alumni Marvin Harrison? And you elect to go with Jacoby Brissett? Seriously. Oh, Zach, let's not forget. 2021. That's going to be one of the greatest quarterback drafts of all time. Look what's happened. Trevor Lawrence is mid. Zach Wilson is getting rushed out of New York. Trey Lance got traded for a 4th-round pick. Justin Fields and Mac Jones got traded for 6th-round picks. How am I supposed to trust any of these other quarterbacks? Seriously,
Yeah,
I don't want to hear this shit about, oh, it's a quarterback-driven draft. They got it all panned out. The AFC is so fucking loaded at quarterback that Deshaun Watson might be the 10th best. It's that fucking loaded. But if Deshaun Watson went to the NFC, he's top 5 for sure.
It is a very deep quarterback pool in the AFC. That is for sure.
Oh, and bro, it would cost you a 6th-round pick. Seriously. That's it. And he's going to sit behind Russell Wilson until Russell Wilson can't ride any longer. I'm disgusted. I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. And all I know, I don't know what I trust the quarterback here. I don't know who to go with. It's so easy to say, oh, go with Jaden Daniels. He's probably the Heisman. Tim Tebow was a Heisman. Sam Bradford was a Heisman. Who gives a fuck? Seriously. Drake May is coming out of North Carolina. What's his toughest competition? Duke?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck to think, but I'll tell you what. The Steelers have had a hell of a good / great /
Maybe the best.
fantastic
Maybe the best. I mean, they're definitely. There's been a lot of the teams in the AFC, man, have gotten. Like, I was first even starting to look at the Bengals with some of the moves they were making. I didn't really understand it, but if you kind of look now, they've kind of upgraded almost every single position. I mean, it's kind of scary for me as a Browns fan because it looks like every team but the Ravens got better in my division. The Ravens didn't really have to get any better.
No.
So it's a scary time to be a Browns.
Reliable running back.
Yeah. So yes, exactly. So I mean, then in sense they did get better that way. Besides, but the moves that the Steelers have made, I mean, I'm not really gonna put too much real estate in them for next year. But we're going down now.
They're gonna contend with the Ravens for the North Championship.
I don't think so, man. That division is just too strong.
They're going to be in the equation, bro. Their defense is amazing. Russell Wilson does have something. He clearly has something because he had a major rebound under Sean Payton. Now he's going into Mike Tomlin. If Kenny Pickett was able to win 9 games with that roster, that's really Russell
He's
Wilson.
also going to his third head coach now in 3 seasons.
Okay, but he's going to argue. It's not arguable. The best head coach in the NFL right now.
Well, wait, it's all about the way that they clash with each other. You know, we don't know what the ego Russell Wilson's got on him right now.
Here's the beautiful thing. Justin Fields is not bad. Justin Fields is a good quarterback, and he proved it last year. Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, and who better to learn under when to just drop and take no hit than Russell Wilson, the king of scrambling the pocket for the longest time. The guy who would go to spring training, Zach, in case you didn't know, would go to spring training, was under an MLB roster to learn the technique of sliding for his safety on the football field. Did you know Russell Wilson took a live at bat with the New York Yankees in spring training?
I did not know that.
He went up against Max Fried.
I got him in fantasy. But you know, Robbie, I will say this.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot.
Kenny Pickett was never going to pan out. Seriously, that draft class is so bad between him, Desmond Ridder, that guy in Tennessee.
Willis or no.
Yes, Malik Willis, yeah. You know, they were never going to pan out. Kenny Pickett was okay, but do I think if something was to happen to Jalen Hurts and he stepped in, would he probably look better in Philadelphia? Yeah, absolutely. Saquon A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert with that offensive line, although Kelsey's gone, yeah, he would look way better in Philly than he ever would look in Pittsburgh.
The thing I don't understand with him is apparently he was pissed off because he wanted to be the starter. They're bringing Russell Wilson for a 1 year. So obviously he knows for this next season he's not going to be the starter. Why on earth would he want to go to Philadelphia where he is never going to be the starter? Never.
Well, two things. One, he grew up an Eagles fan.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. But if you want to be a starter, what's more fucking important to you?
Well,
Playing
here's
playing?
number two, why he wanted out. He didn't get a fair shot. His offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, is fucking deplorable. And he was stuck with that dude for a season and a half.
Yeah, now he's gone.
And they started accomplishing some things that they haven't done in years since Matt Canada was offensive coordinator in terms of passing yards and total yards as a total of offense. So, does it piss him off they brought Russell Wilson? Yeah, but if I'm the Steelers, I do it 10 times out of 10. I'm sorry. Russ has a track record. We're trying to win. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We don't wait around. We don't rebuild.
Black and gold.
And now they got Justin Fields for a 6th-round pick. Now when Russ, if it's time to move on from Russ, you got Fields. It's a win-win for the Steelers.
They are for. I mean, obviously, I'd way rather have Justin Fields as a backup than fucking Kenny Pickett. I mean,
to me, it's so crazy that teams are looking around Justin Fields as a backup quarterback. That fucking surprise. You said Zach Wilson. You said Mac Jones. You say Trey Lance. I get that. I don't get how you look at Justin Fields as a backup quarterback. That blows my mind. And we were talking about how the Vikings stood no chance to get Justin Fields. Fuck, if it took a 4th-round pick, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'd say send the trade. 60% of the staffs will upgrade it to a 3rd if I was the Vikings. That's insane that this dude was dealt for a 6th-round pick. I can't get my mind around that. The Bears, they were better off waiting until draft day.
Yeah. It blows me away that this was the return, Robbie. And it also kind of, I mean, if you're the Bears too, like, let's talk about them for a second. As well as this week, they make some moves as well. Besides trading Justin Fields, they also bring in receiver from the Chargers, Keenan Allen, for a 4th-round pick. So you're finally giving, this before they traded Fields, you're finally giving him weapons and skill all around him. You don't even give him a shot to fucking show that he can play with these guys. And now you're going to go and take Caleb Williams 1st overall, which obviously, yes, this is the next godsend quarterback coming in the league. As Robbie said, who the fuck knows how these guys are going to pan out? You know what you're going to get from Justin Fields. We saw, albeit there was some spurts of greatness last year. The guy looked great at some points of the season. And now it's just like, hey, thanks for your time. Now that we finally have some weapons around you, instead of using our first overall pick and trading that and getting, let me guess, Robbie, a boatload more than a conditional 6th-round pick. Maybe picks that you could use to it's, dude, you know how many picks they'd probably get just in the fucking first top 3 rounds alone that they could use to fur up that horrific offensive line? I mean, there's...
Hold on. Stop. Statistically speaking, the Bears do have the best offensive line. The problem with Fields is he holds on to the ball too long.
Yeah, okay. But you know what? I do agree with you on that one. But for me, it just, I feel bad for Fields at the end of the day because I think he was finally set up for the first time in his career for success. And it kind of got ripped away from him. And now, you know what? Who knows this? Who's going to know what's going to happen? Maybe they made the right move. Maybe this Caleb guy comes in next year with all the way. He's definitely set up by far for a 1st overall quarterback pick. He might be set up the best in the history of the fucking NFL coming in as a 1st overall quarterback.
Here's what I got to say about that. He will get his chance down the line. You know why I believe in that? Because if Sam Darnold is getting a chance by the Minnesota Vikings, then anybody is going to get a chance.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Justin Fields will get a shot, but I'm saying this was the year where it kind of seemed like everything was lined up for him to make that big jump, to show that he's maybe not an elite talent, but to show that he can fucking hang with these guys. And now, let's be honest, Robbie, he's not going to be the starter over Russell Wilson. He's going to sit behind him. Russell Wilson may get injured, who knows, but it's going to be a year of kind of just going back and watching someone play, learning the game, maybe figuring out what you were doing wrong.
Well, I think what he's going to learn the most under Russ is what his weakest points are. Getting rid of the football, stop holding on to too long, and know when to slide and not take the unnecessary hits. Now, I want to remind you, the injury that he sustained last year is a freak injury. All he did was throw the football and his thumb hit off of someone's helmet. It's not like he made a poor decision. It was the same shit that happened to Tom Brady before the Super Bowl. That shit happens.
Yep. Jammed a thumb.
I'm rooting for Justin Fields. Listen, man, I'm a big Justin Fields guy. It is hard to go to Chicago with the curse that is the Chicago Bears. They're right there with the Jets and right there with the Cleveland Browns. And the Browns are turning around. The Jets could turn around if Aaron Rodgers is no longer going to be the vice president for Mr. Kennedy, who's running for president, and the Bears could turn around, but it just won't be a Fields, unfortunately. But it started with Fields.
Yeah. It started with Fields, and I guess now this kind of does answer all questions about what the Bears will be doing with that first overall pick. I mean, we'd have to all assume now that that's going to be Williams or Caleb Williams being taken first overall. So it'll be a new look Chicago Bears next year, Robbie. It'll be a new look Chicago Bears, and like as I said before,
New look Chicago Bears. I'm going to go back to Keenan Allen really quick.
Yep.
I would have swore out of the 4 guys listed that the Chargers would have to get rid of to create cap, I would have swore that Keenan Allen would have been nowhere. He would have stayed right there. I am baffled, surprised. I am flabbergasted.
Big words.
That they elected to get rid of Keenan Allen for a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, for what he did last year too.
What is Herbert going to throw the ball to? Who's going to run the football?
I think Harbaugh is going to have a very tough first year with this Chargers team. You know what though? The thing that I do kind of.
Who's that?
Oh wow, that's lovely.
Marcus.
Mark, you sexy beast. It's going to be it's a full rebuild happening right now in LA, Robbie. Some teams, I think this is where I kind of like. I'm not saying that I like what the Chargers are doing because I think that what they're doing is kind of stupid at the end of the day. But
I think it's so fucking stupid.
But they're also realizing that they don't have the team to win, and they're like, we have a young, great quarterback. Trade these guys, but they're not getting the assets though, which is the thing that I don't understand. If you're going to trade away Keenan Allen, you need to get something better.
They had the assets offensively.
They did, but now
you're going to give up on Austin Eckler after the last year of Brandon. Seriously, going into that season, how do you buy into Brandon Staley going into that fucking season? You think anybody in the Chargers had any sort of motivation? That guy's your fucking head coach, the guy who's supposed to be a defensive wizard, and they stunk on both all spectrums of football. They stunk offensively, defensively, and special teams. You bring in Jim Harbaugh, who has a great track record at his time in the NFL when he went to the San Francisco 49ers with Alex Smith, with Colin Kaepernick. Now he has Justin fucking Herbert to go along with Mike Williams, who will come back stronger than ever. He's in his 20s. Yes, he tore his ACL, but he will come back stronger than ever, and he will prove that when he signs with the next football club, with Keenan Allen, with Gerald Everett, with Austin Eckler. But you move on from all that?
Yeah,
really? Whose decision was this? Was this a front office decision or Jim Harbaugh decision? Because if it was Jim, then expect every pick in the 7 rounds for the Chargers to be Michigan, 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 Michigan.
Yeah, Robbie, I agree. It's so that's actually what I have in the notes here is the Chargers are literally giving away their entire team for what seems like free. The Keenan Allen one blew. There's been a lot of trades really this offseason where I have just scratched my head for a good 10 to 15 minutes.
That and Fields are neck and neck with each other. Seriously.
Yeah.
I can't believe they moved on. He's got to know something that we don't know because Quentin Johnston, their first round pick, was terrible. He was.
Oh, you mean the guy that would eat popcorn before every single game last year and drop fucking 55 fucking balls every game? You know, when Mike Williams went down with that injury, which he's also been let go as well too. But when he went down with that injury in week whatever it was, fucking 4 or 5, I was so high on this Quentin Johnson kid. I'm like, this guy's he's got Herbert throwing him the ball. This guy is gonna make that big step. He's fucking shit. He's a pathetic loser.
Yeah, he's right there with Kevin White and N'Keal Harry. He could be one of the biggest busts in the first round history for wide receivers. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
But Robert, we have.
Before we continue, can I ask us? It was Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. Who are you getting rid of first out of all that?
Well, just for the age, probably Khalil Mack.
No, I'm not getting rid of Khalil Mack. He had a career high.
I guess you know what? He did get 60. Yeah,
I'm
that's
getting
true.
rid of fucking Joey Bosa, dude.
The racist.
Well, him and the brother. Yeah, I'm getting rid of him and fucking Joey Bosa. Dude. I'm getting rid of Joey Bosa. It's insane. And, you know, if you find stuff for Khalil Mack, I would too. You have Justin Herbert. You're supposed to be an offensively. If you are so gifted offensively, you should have enough faith in your defensive coordinator to hold teams to at least 23 points.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. I agree with you.
I'm so surprised with the Chargers offseason thus far. They really got a hit in the draft. They got a top 10 pick, and they better hit the right way. No hope.
They better hit that shit the right way, boy.
Yeah.
But Robert, we have a few other signings to go for. I'm going to just go through a couple of them now here. Then obviously we're going to go back and talk about them here. A couple wide receivers choosing some different teams. KJ Osborne, receiver for the Vikings, to join your New England Patriots on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Calvin Ridley making a very, very questionable decision, choosing the Tennessee Titans, which a lot of people were looking at, Robbie, as we know Calvin Ridley's a bit of a gambler.
That's what I
Tennessee
was
Titans
thinking.
were plus 1,800 to sign him, so he takes a what I believe was a 4-year, $92 million contract with the Titans, choosing them over other teams that were definitely in better positions to win next year. And then last but not least, another receiver choosing a different team. And finally, Patrick Mahomes gets a bit of help on the receiving core. Marquise Hollywood Brown, 1 year, $11 million, now slated as what I would assume as Patrick Mahomes' new wide receiver one. And Robbie, I want to start with this one first before we go through the other two. This, I think, if you're a Chiefs fan, has got to get your dick as hard as a rock. I mean,
whether it's number 1 or number 2, because Rashee Rice really started making a return in the playoffs.
But exactly, so we'll say 1A, 1B. I mean, you're if they won the Super Bowl last year with that receiving core, and then you're going to bring Marquise Brown in as well, with pretty much keeping the majority of that defense there as well too. I think we're seeing a three-peat, Robbie. I don't know. I just don't know what team is going to be able to beat this team in a fucking playoff series if that's the team they won with last year. If I were Mahomes, I'd be like, thank God. Because ever since Tyreek Hill, I've been looking for a fucking wide receiver that is skilled and can be my number one guaranteed wide receiver one. And I think Marquise Brown is – I'm obviously not going to put him as one of the top receivers in the league. Let's not get crazy, but the guy's got fucking game, Robbie.
No, but he's got game. He could perform.
Exactly.
He's in the big moments under Lamar. He had a great 2 seasons in Arizona, although he missed some time last year with the injury. No, Zach, this is important because
massive.
They're not going to get the big guy out there like well, maybe they might get Mike Williams, who knows? But they're not going to get the T. Higgins. They weren't going to get the Calvin Ridleys. And there's talks about them getting Odell Beckham Jr. Yeah. I mean, this Chiefs team could be fucking insane next year. However,
you know what?
However, it seems like whenever we say that, something bad happens, unfortunately. Every fucking time.
Yeah. So we both like that one, Robbie. What are your thoughts on the Calvin Ridley one? Was this confusing to you, Robbie?
Oh, there's no
makes
doubt
no sense, right? It makes he had to have gambled.
But yeah, absolutely.
He had to have gambled.
Such a firm believer that Calvin Ridley has to have gambled. Seriously, I mean, with this guy's track record, Tennessee plus what 1080 it was, what 100,000.
1,800.
Oh
so you put $100 down, you win $1,800, folks.
Well, he probably put $100,000 down.
1.8 mil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one surprised me. That one surprised me, man.
And from what I saw is that the Patriots offered the most lucrative contract, and he turned it. And I also can't blame because there's no clear direction with the New England Patriots. I'm not going to.
Yeah, but what direction is there in Tennessee either, right? I mean, it's.
Well, maybe he liked what he saw at Will Levis. I mean, Will Levis had some spurts.
That's true. He looked pretty good for some stints last year.
But I don't want to hear this dude bitching if he's losing. And who knows? Maybe him and D-Hop were, because D-Hop was talking so highly about Calvin Ridley. There might be a connection there. I mean, that could really help Will Levis too. Let's not forget D-Hop and Calvin Ridley 1 and 2. That's pretty good. And D-Hop was okay last year, but that's because the Titans had no identity on offense. They couldn't decide if they wanted to throw the ball, if they wanted to run the ball. I mean, when they had Tannehill, they could get absolutely nothing going whatsoever. So the Titans are in a rebuild, and it's just a matter if that kid out of Connecticut, Will Levis, can pan out.
Yep, 100%. And Robbie, last but not least, obviously this one's the most minor of the 3 wide receiver signings, but the Patriots do make a move. KJ Osborne. Well, obviously, you're not going to get too excited about KJ Osborne. What are your thoughts on this one, then, Robbie?
He had some decent games in Minnesota as the number 2 to Justin Jefferson up until they brought in Jordan Addison. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad we brought back Kendrick Bourne. We're not going to bring in Marvin Harrison like I was hoping. The one I'm really worried about is Tyquan Thornton. This guy was really fast in the 40-yard dash. He never got a fair chance last year with the Patriots. They got rid of Devontae Parker, so he takes away that slot. I don't know what direction this team's going to go in. I guess it all depends on their quarterback. And
yep,
I don't know. Next year is going to be. I'm on the record right now of saying the Patriots won't make the playoffs until 2030.
Wow, that's big. I don't disagree with you, Robbie, and I'm also an idiot because I forgot.
You know what? I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna shout out someone I know that every year picks the New York Giants to win the division nearly every single fucking year. So yeah, no, the Patriots might not make playoffs till 2030. I'm a realist.
Well, we appreciate that, Robbie, and I forgot about one more wide receiver signing that I'm looking at right now. Buffalo Bills lost Gabe Davis due to free agency last week. They have now found his replacement from the Washington Commanders. They signed a 3-year, $30 million contract with Curtis Samuel. He will be joining forces with Stephon Diggs. We'll see. But as of now, it'll be a 1-2 punch with Stephon Diggs and Curtis Samuel. You're kind of getting like another Gabe Davis, I guess. Maybe a little bit of an upgrade, but I mean, this isn't anything crazy. This isn't anything to fucking freak out about if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. And I think we're looking at a team that is poised to make quite the step back next season, Robert.
Stephon Diggs should request a trade immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, because I know you're definitely taking over Anna's.
Oh,
I know you're taking over right now because Anna would never say that. Anna would never say "Go Pack, go." But Anna, if it is truly you, we appreciate those biddies.
Biddies, boy.
Come and play with the toy. What?
But yeah, Robbie, Curtis Samuel going to the Bills. I mean, like we just said, I don't think that's going to be one to push the needle. There's a couple more signings, Robbie. Should I just go through them all again and we'll just talk about them?
Like I said, Stephon Diggs should request a trade immediately and get the fuck out of Buffalo.
I'm surprised he's still there, man, at this point. For all the sideline antics, all the rumors that have been circulating for the last basically 2 seasons.
That's it right there. The rumors. Yeah. You know, I feel like Josh Allen looks like somewhat of a dick, doesn't he?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think he actually looks like a pretty nice fella.
Of course you say.
Yes.
Of course you're not on the black man's side.
Oh my! We are moving on right now, Robbie. We are moving on right now. More signings to go over here, Robbie. Starting off, Robbie, this is a signing, but is not a player signing. And as a Cleveland Browns fan, this one made me excited. The question of Mike Vrabel, where is he going to go? What is he going to do next season? That question is no longer. Because Mike Vrabel will be joining forces with the Cleveland Browns as a player and coach consultant. Robbie, we now have in the last 3 seasons 2 coach of the years and an assistant coach of the year on this staff. Honestly, this has to be the year we do something, Robbie. This has to be the year. It has to be it.
What do you mean? What?
For my Browns, this has to be the year where the Browns do something.
Do what?
Make a run.
What? Define. Like, I want more than that. I want your real expectations.
I want to win. I want to make an AFC championship game this season. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that, Rob? What do you think about Vrabel joining the Browns? Are you surprised that it took a consultation role and not any sort of coaching role from any other team?
I have live audio, actually, of me talking to Mike Vrabel when he...
No, you don't. No, you don't have live audio if you're talking to Mike Vrabel.
It's right here.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
What the fuck's this guy doing? Why the fuck is he going? I don't get, like, what's this position?
Maybe, dude, I honestly, dude, I have no idea. It said player, coach, consultant, so maybe that's like... Does he just throw his 2 cents in like every? No, I think we should go this route with it. I think we should go this route with it.
Kevin Stefanski telling him fuck off. It's my decision.
Yeah,
so
but
Stefanski's bitch.
I also just kind of like having that other mindset in there as well. I mean, Mike Vrabel, that guy. You look at that guy. That guy just looks like football. You know. So
that's why
I like it.
My head coach.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Robbie. He's a consultant now. But moving on from Mr. Vrabel, Robbie.
You want to consult me?
Oh my God. Chase Young signs today with the Saints. I did not get the contract details for that.
I think it's a 1-year, $11 million contract.
And then another one, oh geez, voice crack. Another one, Robbie, that kind of was a bit surprising. Maybe not surprising, I guess, because they are going to be going with Aiden O'Connell for the future. But Jimmy G, obviously not going back to the Raiders, will be now backing up Mr. Matthew Stafford in Los Angeles for the Rams.
So Chase Young's contract is 1 year, $13 million, all of it guaranteed.
Damn, that's a nice contract for him.
Yeah, and I like that. Him with Cam Jordan and Demario Davis. I like that contract a lot.
Fuck off, Bob.
Wow. Wow.
No, but you know what, Bob? He might have consulted your Cowboys to release Michael Gallup and Van Der Esch. But no, yes, as Bob just wrote in the comments here, folks, Cleveland did sign a fourth quarterback this week with Tyler Huntley, we're going to put in quotations, Pro Bowl quarterback from the Ravens. So what I was seeing a lot on he retired because he can't play anymore because he's a pussy, Bob. What I've been seeing on the interweb about why the Browns didn't want to bring back Joe Flacco, Robbie, is they're trying to find quarterbacks more suited to the style of play that Deshaun Watson plays.
Clearly.
So I guess that's why we got a quarterback room now with DTR, Jameis Winston, Tyler Huntley, and Deshaun Watson.
Oh,
yeah, Bob.
God.
Obviously, I'm aware an NFL football player is going to beat me up, Bob. You keep it up, Bob. I'm going to come down and I'm going to beat you up, Bob.
Hey, you are supposed to go to Florida, aren't you?
I'm being in Miami in 2 weeks, Bob. 2 fucking weeks I'm going to be there.
Tell him meet you halfway. It's an hour and a half drive both ways for both of you.
But yes, Robbie, what were we just talking? Oh, yes, Cleveland Browns. Bring it, bitch. We got a room now with 4 quarterbacks. I'm not really understanding what that is. More quarterback news too, Robbie. Sam Howell, quarterback of the Commanders last year, is now going to be backing up Geno Smith in Seattle, maybe competing for a starting position. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
But Sam Howell, pick 102 and 179, was sent to the Seahawks for picks 78 and 152 of this upcoming draft year, Robert.
Yeah, no, I like that move for the Seahawks. Move on from Drew Lock. Geno Smith isn't going to be there forever. Ryan is 100% using Anna's phone. Look at this. He's 100% using Anna's phone. Yeah, that's Ryan. That's 100% Ryan.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, Geno Smith isn't going to be your quarterback forever. Sam Howell showed a lot of hope over there in Washington. Now he goes into Seattle with DK Metcalf, with Smith Njigba. There's a really good roster over there in Seattle, a good coaching staff. They have a chance to really flourish. I hope so, because you know what? Pete Carroll's an advisor. I don't know how much impact he's going to have in the coaching, but if this guy is going to listen to everything Pete Carroll has to say, then I think they could be a little bit better.
Yep, and I do not disagree with you there, Robert. And Robbie, if you can believe it, my friend. Oh, my God. Sorry. One more big piece of football news. I was about to end football without saying arguably the biggest football news we've had this week, Robbie. It's been a couple years now where it's been rumors circulating. Many thought he was going to do this after he won a Super Bowl, but he continued to play for a couple more years. Well, now it is official. It is the end of a absolute Hall of Fame career from Mr. Aaron Donald.
Wait. Zachary, you know what we have to do for Mr. Donald. Let's give him a round of applause. Congratulations on a hell of a career. Aaron Donald is only one of 2 players in NFL history to play 10 seasons and make the Pro Bowl in all 10 seasons. Do you know who that person was?
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady didn't play 10 seasons, you fucking retard.
Tom Brady didn't play 10 seasons?
Tom Brady played 23 seasons.
Oh, I thought you meant he made it first 10 out of 10, man. I didn't know. You worded that weird.
No, I didn't. I said played 10 seasons and made a Pro Bowl every season that he played.
Well, shut the fuck up. It was Barry Sanders, okay? Fuck you.
I already said it, so it doesn't count, you stupid retard. I'm throwing that word out loosely, especially for you.
God damn it. That's why we don't get any goddamn real guests.
That's not true. We need to do a better. You know what I'm going to do?
By the way, we got Dark Horse for 300.
I'm going to go through my whole fucking contact list, attach YouTube, and tell them, you are going to subscribe to this page or I'll kill you.
Okay, let's not do that, Robbie. Let's just continue talking about what we were talking about.
Aaron Donald,
Donald.
last year the impact clearly wasn't there. Kind of hasn't been there since the Super Bowl. I feel like the Rams desperately need him. That's why they gave him all that money, because he wanted to retire after the Super Bowl. But this dude was literally getting the whole offensive line on him. That's how important this guy was to cover.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, this is the easiest Hall of Fame I'm going to give out in my entire, like, this guy is a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes, Robbie? One of the greatest of all time at that position.
I was going to say, you can't, you're going to have all the oldies and the Giants fans be like, you can't say that. You can make the compelling argument he's the greatest defensive lineman, tackle, linebacker, whatever, of all time. In a sport where they really, really now go against the defense and they really, really protect the offense and the quarterback, this guy was the most dominant football player on the defensive side for nearly every season that he played. The last 2 seasons, he kind of fell off. But let's not forget, why did the Rams win the Super Bowl? Because he bulldozed through the double team for the Bengals and attacked Joe Burrow, which caused the incomplete pass to win the Super Bowl for the Rams.
Yep, I'm not disagree with you. I think very well there's definitely an argument to be made that he is.
There's an argument to be made, folks, that he is better than Lawrence Taylor all time. The argument is there.
And that's not taking anything away from Lawrence Taylor. That's just saying how fucking good Aaron Donald was.
Right. I would take Lawrence Taylor over Aaron Donald, but am I saying it's by a landslide? I'd say it's very
neck
very
and neck.
close.
Neck and neck. But yeah, that is obviously that is the finishing touch of our NFL news, but we would be very stupid not to give our congratulations to Aaron Donald on a picture-perfect NFL career. You won a Super Bowl, Pro Bowl 10 years in a row. I mean, just amazing to be able to watch this guy play football for the last 10 years, Robbie.
Yeah, and now the Rams, it's going to be, you got your ring, but it's going to be a long, long time so you could potentially see another one of those. All I know is that when Stafford's time is done, after he's done, might be the end of Sean McVay. To talk about what you said before with Jimmy G going in, porn star heaven for Jimmy G. More porn stars to go through on the list. So
he's going to be cleaning up herpes at this new spot of his life.
I wonder what kind of MILFs he was banging over there in Vegas.
Probably the good ones.
It must
probably the good ones.
It must be nice to be that fucking handsome, dude.
And be good at football and be a quarterback and making millions of dollars. The guy better have a small dick, because if he has a big dick, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Well, I believe when he was banging that porn star years ago when he was in San Fran, I believe there was a TMZ video come out where she's like, he has a massive dick. So good for him.
Fuck that guy, man. Come on. You can't have everything. But, Robbie, it is 7:52. We still have some NHL and some MLB and a little bit of PGA Tour to go over. So let's start getting the motor rolling here, Robbie. I just mentioned PGA.
Let's see if I can TJ what. DJ! What? No, nothing.
Didn't hear it. But I did just mention the PGA, Robbie, so let's get into it. It was the Players' Championship this weekend, which I believe is the second highest money prize tournament of the year in the PGA. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's correct. Nonetheless, Scotty Scheffler becomes the first player in PGA history to defend his title at the Players' Championship. And, Robbie, it comes at the hands of one of the most heartbreaking putts I have ever seen in my life from Wyndham Clark. Robbie's got the video. Roll it. Oh, my God! To tie it on 18, folks, just for you guys listening, it literally goes into the hole. Like that ball came as close as you possibly can come to dropping in the hole, and it fucking does a 180, lips out. Wyndham Clark had the double fist pump going too. Oh, heartbreaking to watch.
Unbelievable.
The toilet bowl.
You got to feel so bad for that guy, man. 17-foot
was
putt.
A fantastic putt, just a little too much hair on it, dude.
Exactly. You take a little bit off that putt, that is sinking in 10 times out of 10. But nonetheless, Scotty Scheffler, who was down to start the day, 5 shots for sure, but it might be 6 shots he was down to start that day.
Joel
Dahman?
Dahman was near like tied 90th, and he ended up going into the top 10 with his resurgence on Saturday night.
Yeah. So I mean, the round that Scheffler put together on Sunday was just poetic. I mean, just
The best
Schauffele
golfer
comes
in the world,
in
by
yeah,
far.
it's-
In my
it-
opinion,
it's-
Scottie Scheffler is the best golfer in the world
well.
by far.
When you have a guy like Tiger Woods that's played in this Players Championship for years and years and years, and he's
And
never
Phil
won it
Mickelson.
back to back,
Yeah.
and Scottie Scheffler's the first. Oh, okay, you know what? And this is where the people will come in, the live losers all say and be like, well, look at the fucking field. The fucking field's like a little fucking weak. It's like a little fucking weak. The field's fucking weak. The little field's a little fucking weak. Fuck you. Okay. He's still going up against the best golfers in the world, albeit some of them are playing for live, but these guys that are playing the PGA Tour ain't no fucking scrubs, okay? So give the man his goddamn roses. This is a hell of an accomplishment. Congratulations, Bible Thumper Scotty.
Could you do me a favor? Could you do that dance one more time that you're
I don't
doing?
even know what.
You got that. The fucking field.
Shit, it's fucking. God.
Oh, shit.
Look at field.
And that's my 2 cents on that there, Robert.
I'm clipping that. Oh, shit.
Because you know you're going to hear those arguments. The field's weak. The field's fucking weak. The field's fucking weak. It's like, fuck off. Damn
Yeah,
right
no-
we know that, Bob.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, fucking, your freaking tag is live is fake or something like that. He is great.
But Robbie, what do you think about Mr. Scheffler back to back? What do you think about this, sir?
This guy is the best player, the best player in golf right now. So for him to do something that hasn't been done ever, including Tiger Woods, I want to say it doesn't really surprise me because this dude is just like, he's not like he's not a Tiger, he's not a Brooks, he's not a DJ, he's himself, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected, there's no ego being shown, he's laser focused at the task at hand. This guy is insane, and I can't wait to watch him in the Masters.
Yeah, I mean, the guy put on a clinic, and the Masters obviously would be the most exciting one. We get the whole group back together, Live versus PGA. And as Bob just said right there, it'll be interesting to see the battle between him and guys like Jon Rahm at the up-and-coming Masters tournament. So that'll be a big statement for PGA. Both those leagues are going to want to have a winner come out of that one to send the message. So we'll see if Scheffler can keep his form and get his second green jacket there, Robert.
We'll see what happens.
Now, Robbie, let's move on. Where do you want to go here? Do you want to as NHL and end with MLB? What are you feeling here?
Well, I want to make a quick note about NASCAR really quick, if you don't mind, Zachary.
Okay, yeah, you go right ahead.
The race at Bristol on Sunday was so hard to watch. I don't know what changes they made on the road at Bristol Motor Speedway, but these guys were going through tires left, right, and center. At the end of stage 2, you could see these guys battling, trying to get around the turns just so they get that stage victory. At one point, Kyle Busch blew a tire, and he had to drive his car backwards to pit road before he could flip it around. And NASCAR, when do you ever hear NASCAR saying, we're going to allow each team an extra set of tires? That is so insane. It was a poor race to watch. I turned it off with 100 laps to go because it wasn't even racing. They were battling with trying to just keep their cars going. I am surprised that Ty Gibbs didn't win the race. He had the best race car, in my opinion, by far, but the win goes to Denny Hamlin. Congratulations to Denny Hamlin as
The hammer.
He's looking to get his first NASCAR trophy heading towards the end of the season. So good luck. It was the tire set up by NASCAR, nothing to do with the track itself. And that's not what I've heard, but here's the thing. You're never going to hear the Speedway come out and say, oh, it was
Yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
bad asphalt.
Blame tires, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then while the tires are going to go, no, it's this shitty fucking asphalt, the goddamn Speedway.
It's just going to be
It's a he
constant-
says, she says.
But the attendance, by the way, was fucking terrible. There were so many empty seats, but at the same time, Bristol is the best when it's under the lights.
Bristol, Bristol, Bristol.
That's all I got to say about NASCAR. So, Zachary, why don't we head into hockey here? Why don't you do your hockey? And, Zachary, don't forget, I have the thing for you. So
Baby.
don't get out of hand. Here you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Robbie, it is hockey talk time. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl, it's hockey talk time. Starting off with our list of news topics. Not much in the hockey world, folks. There we go. Starting off here, Robbie, I don't know if you've noticed, our Austin Matthews here in Toronto has taken a bit of a step back with scoring goals.
Yeah, I did notice.
And I have done some research, Robbie. I think I've come to the bottom of it. Austin Matthews has 55 goals this season. Do you know who has a primary assist on 32 of those 55 goals this season, Robbie? Primary assist meaning the last player to pass in the puck before he scores? Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner now, the last 2 weeks, has been dealing with a high ankle sprain and has been held out of the lineup. And we are seeing quite the decline from Matthews scoring. He also is playing with fucking Pontus Holmberg and someone else on the first line. I mean, he's not really getting the great line mates that are going to give him a chance to succeed. But I think it's very crucial that this Leaf team gets Mitch Marner back and healthy by playoff time for any sort of chance of success. The only thing that makes me a little bit worried is Marner is dealing with a high ankle sprain. He is not doing the 2-game road trip this week. Thing with high ankle sprain is they're never going to say he's out for 4 weeks. It's going to be a week-to-week basis until he feels better. That week-to-week basis could go on for 3 months, Robbie. Obviously, he's going to try to force himself to get back in for playoff time, but I don't know. It makes me worried as a Leaf fan, Robert. It makes me worried as a Leaf fan.
I'm not worried about it, Zach. I mean, this guy's been such an incredible streak that at some point, I mean, the Leafs are still winning games, so it's good that they're getting some added assistance while he's not scoring at a rapid pace. I'm not too worried about it, bro. 55, what was it, like 40-something or 50 goals before the All-Star break? I'm not worried about it whatsoever. It's better for the cool-off to happen now since we're approaching the playoffs very shortly, and that spurt just happens right then and there.
That is true. I guess if you want to go in a slump, you'd rather have it now than fucking first round of the playoffs. But we'll have to see. Mitch Marner comes back if that game will get brought back as well. Keeping it in the Leafs here. Ex-Maple Leaf. He played a few seasons with us. Wayne Simmons, known for his time with the Philadelphia Flyers, officially announced his retirement from hockey today. Unfortunately, was never able to win a Stanley Cup. He was a big piece as one of the reasons why the LA Kings were able to have that mini dynasty for those few years, because he was one of the centerpieces in return for Mike Richards, which helped the LA Kings win 2 cups in whatever it was, 5 years. So great career for Wayne Simmons. And now, you know what? Go enjoy your time with your family.
He's going to be signing a 1-day contract with the Flyers on April 13th, the game against the Devils. He's 35, like Zach said, approached in 1,037 games and tallied 526 points, 263 goals and assists. Same number. And 1,313 penalty minutes. Quote, "It's hard to describe my emotions on a day like this, but one of my first thoughts as I look back at my life is in Philadelphia and playing for the Flyers. Taking the ice in a Flyers sweater is a special feeling, and it's one that I'm truly proud of. The history of the franchise and standard being a Flyer that was set is unique and one that I hold in the highest regard." Played with the Flyers from 2011 to 2019. He also played for the Kings, the Predators, the Devils, the Sabres, and the final 3 seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Great career for Wayne Simmons, and happy to see you in a Leaf jersey to finish off your career. And I understand why he's going back to Philly every time. I mean, that's a team that made his name where it is. So good on you. But Robbie, we have a little bit more hockey news here, and I'll tell you one thing right now, Robbie. The last little bit of news, I'm going to load all up into one because it's all about the standings. First of all, let's start off with the Washington Capitals, a team that we had down and out, drowning in the lake at the beginning of this season. They are making such a push for this playoffs right now, Robbie. I'm looking at the standings right now.
They're fighting right there with the Islanders.
66 games left to play. They are tied with points with the Islanders. Islanders have 67 games played, Washington 66, one less game played in Washington, tied at 73. Detroit holding the last wild card spot with 68 games played, 2 more than Washington, 1 more than the Islanders, and only 1 point in hand at 74. I think if this season keeps going the way it's going, I think Washington will end up being that team to make that last jump and take that second wild card spot, Robbie.
Look how fucking close this is. I mean,
it's ridiculous, man. Like, realistically, even the Pittsburgh Penguins have a chance of still making it. They're not going to, but they even still have a shot at it.
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres, even the Devils are still there. There is about 6 or 7 teams that can crack that last wild card spot, Robbie.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And the Bruins, I see, surpassed the Florida Panthers in terms of the Atlantic here.
So that's going to be a very
I am surprised about the Capitals really making a spurt. I mean,
masked. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. You would know better than I would. But the Islanders, they've gotten so much better since the head coaching change midway through the season.
100%. And that's another team too. Like you got to keep your eye on the Islanders as well. The thing with the Islanders is they're always going to battle you to the end. You can see here they have 15 overtime losses. They're making games go the full 60 minutes. They're never out of a game. So they're one of those really feisty teams you're always going to have to keep your eye on. But I would just put a little bit more real estate in the Capitals right now than the Islanders.
Fair enough. Should I go?
And Robbie, while you have these standings open, sir, are you able to scroll down to take a look at what we are looking at here? What's going on here? Actually, hold on. This is a. Am I reading this correctly? Oh, false. Scroll down, Robbie. Scroll down if you can.
How far am I scrolling, bitch?
Okay, there we go. You're good. You're good. Sorry, Western Conference. What I'm looking for.
You want to look at those men with their shirts off that are
no, thank you. But Robbie, what I would like
animation of like a porn model for.
What I would like to show you, Robbie, here is the Washington or the sorry. I'm still waiting for it to pop up on my TV screen here.
Spit it out!
I'm looking for the fucking standings. You're looking at old men on the screen, for fuck's sake. Thank you. Winnipeg Jets, Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars. What do they have in common, Robbie? All three of those teams right now sit at 91 points apiece for the number one slot in the Central Division. This is going to go down to the wire, Robert.
The Avalanche will get
the
in the
wire.
end. The Avalanche will get at the end.
I don't think so. I don't know. I honestly don't know which way I want to lean to this one here.
I'm surprised that Winnipeg has actually been this good this year, to be honest.
Remember when I called the beginning of the season, Robbie? I said the Winnipeg Jets might be a good team this year.
Well,
Didn't
look at the
really be this
difference right now. Look at why the Avalanche are where they are at right there. Boom. 6 in a row, baby. 6 in a row.
Yeah, 6 in a row is going to get the job done. But you have the Avalanche winning that division. I might lean towards Winnipeg because they got the goaltending for it.
Hey, Zach, can we see a Cinderella story ×2?
What's that?
The St. Louis Blues make another run?
Well, Blues winning 4 in a row, 4 points behind. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough sledding for them now because Vegas, defending Stanley Cup champions, they're obviously going to want to get in there. They got a game in hand against the Blues, 4 points in hand. So basically, it's going to be a 6-point swing for the Blues if they want to take control of that second wild card spot. So it's going to be tough for him, Robbie. But hey, it's definitely not out of the picture. It is definitely not out of the picture.
Right.
And Robbie, last but not least, on the hockey news, this might make you excited. Come June this year, the city of Arizona will be doing another. Let me just make sure I get this terminology 100% correctly here, okay? They're basically what they're doing is something called a land auction in the city of Arizona. And if the Arizona Coyotes end up losing this land auction, Robbie, we will be going back to the conversations of another very possible relocation of the Arizona Coyotes. Now, I know this feels like we're beating a dead horse because we talk about this all the time, but it is news we got to report. The way I look at it, even if they lose that land auction, Gary Bettman's going to find a way to keep them in Arizona for some fucking stupid reason. But it could possibly go the other way where maybe they go to Hartford.
Well, here it is. Here's an article for you. Stanford Advocate, which is the Connecticut-based article. The Arizona Coyotes may be forced to relocate if a land auction scheduled for June fails, and Governor Ned Lamont said Connecticut's capital is ready to become their new homes. While it's still unclear whether the NHL team will need to relocate, and if so, where Hartford has been without an NHL team since the Hartford Whalers left the city in 1997. Ned Lamont said, quote, "We're ready. We're ready to do XL," Lamont said on Monday, referring to the XL Center venue in Hartford. I thought they were going to stay down there in the Southwest, but we will see what happens. Lamont said a few months ago he spoke with an ownership group team that he still believes will be ready to come on board. At a meeting with the NHL commissioner Gary Bettman about 6 months ago, Lamont said he pushed the idea of Hartford, quote, pretty heavy.
Well, there you go. I mean, this could be something that could come into fruition, Robbie, over the next couple of months. So we'll have to keep our eye closed on that. But
I'll tell you what. The homer I am that I want them in Hartford. I'm going to tell you right now, do not bring them to Atlanta. It's not going to work.
Waste of time. Yeah. Happened twice already. Hasn't worked.
Yep. You have a better chance in Hartford. You have a better chance in Salt Lake City. And I'm sure there's some
Quebec.
I'm sure there's some towns. Yeah, Quebec, that doesn't make sense. The capital of fucking Canada doesn't have a hockey team. But I can tell you right
Quebec
now.
is definitely not the capital of Canada. That is Ottawa.
I thought it was Quebec.
No, God, no.
Why say God no like that? Is there something you have against Quebec?
Because Quebec and the whole province of Quebec, they have been trying for years to become their own country. So that's what I'm going to leave it at
I'll
that.
tell you what. If you ask the majority of Americans what the capital of Canada is, they're probably going to say Toronto. Because I was in the Toronto, but I thought you told me it was Quebec.
No, Parliament Hill's in Ottawa, brother.
I'll tell you what. You have a better chance in Salt Lake City, in Hartford, but we're ready, man. I mean, you've seen these sellouts at these UConn basketball games. It's been talked about for the last 5 years, and it's a ongoing conversation at my job. I don't care if it's the Whalers, the Whales, the Coyotes. We have Coyotes even here in Connecticut. We don't give a shit. We
Bring them over, baby.
And Gary Bettman, you'll make your money because there are Rangers fans here, there are Islander fans here, there are Bruin fans here, there's probably Flyer fans, Penguins fans, but there's a lot of Whalers fans ready. We are ready. Let's get on.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. But Robbie, you know what that means right there, folks, or Robert. That is the end of the NHL talk. I am going to pass this over to you for MLB because, Robbie, I have to pee so bad. So bad.
Shit?
How long for MLB you think? How long do I have to hold it in for?
Oh, you're gonna have to.
That's what I mean. So you start out with MLB. I'm going to go pee real quick, okay?
All right. Well,
All right.
let me see if this works. That's right, folks. It is nearly time. We are 2 days away from opening day. We get Zach, you stupid son of a bitch. I swear to God, this guy, Zach Roden, is the king of fucking echoes. Mark, if you're here, I'm sure you can attest to this. Jesus Christ. Okay, as I was saying before, there was an echo on Zach's end. We have opening day this Wednesday. We have 2 days of baseball. Set your alarms because it's an early start as the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres take on each other. 2-game series in Korea. They will be playing on the other side of the world. Zach, let me tell you something since you got back here.
Fuck me, that was a good pee.
Let me tell you something. You are the fucking king of echoes, bro. On Xbox, on here. What the hell is wrong with you? Do you ever think that maybe you should put your fucking headphones away from your microphone, you stupid?
I didn't think about anything. I had to pee, you fuck. Okay? Yeah, thank you, Bob. I had to water the bathroom. I was about to piss my fucking pants.
You know, that'd be great content, by the way, if you did piss your pants. Holy fuck, it's 8:12.
Yes, that's what I hit. How fast can you go through MLB?
I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I'm sorry. I'm sending out a Snapchat to a beautiful lady. Let me load up my notes here with MLB. Zachary, let's talk about your Toronto Blue Jays. Joey Votto sees his first pitch of the spring, and he goes, Yabo on your boy. Pat him up to the Luna. Zachary, what kind of impact do you think Joey Votto is going to play, and how do you think it's crucial to keep him around? What are your thoughts on Mr. Votto?
You know what? I think this is more for Joey Votto's confidence right now. I do not see Joey Votto playing for the Toronto Blue Jays this year, Robbie. I just can't. I can't see it happening. I'm happy to see him getting his shots, you know, but I just don't see this guy being a roster player next year, Robbie. I hate to say it, I just don't see it happening.
Well, I mean, you got rid of Brandon Bell, who's filled in that void. Not Kalaf or Falafel.
Yeah. Speaking about the fantasy league, your friend needs a player. Bob, I'm seeing him later on tonight, so I will ask him for you for sure, brother. But you know what? I like I said, the Canadian guy grew up cheering for the Blue Jays. I loved seeing it happen. I just, at the age he's had now, at the decline he's had over the last couple of years, I just don't think, even if he does make the team, is he going to make a difference? No. I think you can agree with that. He's not going to make any difference. So, for that reason, I don't think he's going to be a part of this Blue Jays team, Robert. That's my guess.
Well, that's really unfortunate, but yeah, he did make a little bit of noise, so it's to be determined, but I would like to see Joey Votto finish off his career in Toronto, where he grew up as a fan, being a native from Canada. All right, I start off with you, but you can go fuck yourself because now this is what I was waiting for.
Jesus.
This is what I was waiting for. This is what I was worried about. Garrett Cole.
Ah.
He will be okay. Thank God. He shall resume throwing in 3 to 4 weeks. There is no significant damage no need for Tommy John surgery. Thank God. Garrett Cole will throw in 3 to 4 weeks. And if he was to be out, Zachary, there's no doubt in my mind. I'll bring that up in a second. I think I wrote that down. I didn't write that down. I'm going to have to talk about it. Might as well just segue into it. If Garrett Cole was out for the season, they would have to go one of two ways. One, they would have to sign Blake Snell, or two, the trade. Cease is getting traded over to the San Diego Padres, someone that the Yankees and the Rangers were exclusively looking at intensely, and out of nowhere, the San Diego Padres came in and swept Dylan Cease away. Dylan Cease was in contention for the Cy Young 2 seasons ago. He had a little bit of an off season last year, but there was so much going on in Chicago. It doesn't surprise me that anybody performed well or dog shit. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest bit. He's going to San Diego. He's got a better roster around him. He's got a better pitching staff around him. He's still with Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove. He can compete over there in San Diego. I wish that we were able to finagle him, but the Yankees are so insistent on keeping Spencer Jones, their number 2 prospect, because the uncertainty of Juan Soto hence this offseason, if he's going to stay with the Yankees or if he's going to go sign the big bucks, which means he'll probably be a Met. He's going to stay in New York either way. He'll either be with the Yankees or the Mets, but that's the reason why they wouldn't give up on him. But Garrett Cole being out 3 to 4 weeks is a big relief. Now, Zach, I'm going to hear your thoughts about this next topic. I'm going to bring it up. Sir. Oh, really quick. Whoever the TMZ guy was that was in Garrett Cole's face as he's going through this whole thing and is like, hey, Garrett, let me see if I can find that. Did you ever get a chance to see this guy harassing the fuck out of Garrett Cole, Zach?
I can't say I did.
That's Giancarlo Stanton. While I'm looking that up, Zachary, I'm going to read off this thing right here, okay? Marcus Stroman was approached and asked... Are you done? Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We get it next week.
Okay. So I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, shit. Ah!
Yankees essentially asked Marcus Stroman if he would be down to be the opening day starter, and reports are indicating that he said no. Zach, what are your thoughts on this?
I honestly, I don't even understand. Like, is this him trying to be like a good guy? Like, I'm the new guy here. I don't deserve to be the opening day starter. Give it to someone who's been here for longer. You know, that's the only way I can kind of look at it, where he's trying to make this into a positive. But you sound like a fucking idiot when a franchise as historic as the New York Yankees is offering you the start on opening day, and you say, and as the new acquisition in free agency, and you say no. That, to me, is not a good way to start off with your fan base, not a good way to start off with your teammates, not a good way to start off with management, Robbie.
And, you know, I haven't had Stroman's back, but I'm going to have his back here. I know how Aaron Boone operates, bro. Aaron Boone probably approached him and was like, hey, Mark, you know, we were thinking about maybe using you for opening day. Garrett doesn't look like he's going to really be able to have any timetable to pitch, so you could say no if you want. So that's how Aaron Boone is. He's a fucking coddler, and he's a fucking pussy. Instead of Aaron Boone going up to Stroman saying, listen, Stroman.
You're pitching, bitch.
Exactly. And he definitely didn't do that. So Stroman's already got his routine set, as does every other pitcher. That's why Nes Cortez is the opening day pitcher. Carlos Rodon's getting $30 million a year. You're going to shit on Marcus Stroman instead of the guy that's getting $30 million a year? Seriously. I feel like New York is just held on to this grudge for Marcus Stroman for so long. To me, I'm not mad at Marcus Stroman. I don't blame him. If you have your set routine set, if you're not ready to go, I'm okay with you saying no, because I'd rather have 100% of Marcus Stroman than 75 to 80 against the Houston Astros. I want him at his biggest, and I want him at his best. And if he said
biggest
no,
is pretty small.
Okay, well, whatever. I want Marcus Stroman at his absolute best, so he could dominate the Houston Astros and show why he wanted to be a Yankee. Now, Zach, I had the video of Garrett Cole getting absolutely fucking harassed. Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Watch this.
I love a good Cole harassment.
I think Garrett Cole did a good job with this fucking heckler.
Garrett, how you doing, man? How you holding up? You all right?
You all right? What?
How's your health?
What do you think?
Garrett, anything you can say, fans? The fans concerned about the opener? Is there anything you can say, Garrett?
Leave the fuck alone.
What do you say to Yankee Nation? Concerned about your status for the season, Garrett? How's that arm?
How's that arm? How
I
the
mean-
fuck do you think his arm is, bro?
That wasn't near as bad as you had made it sound. I'm gonna be honest. I
Is
thought the
that
guy was gonna be walking beside him going, Garrett, you're a fucking pussy. You're a fucking pussy, Garrett. That's what I was anticipating.
Listen, Zach, I don't think you understand the importance of New York media. It's the highest media.
You don't think I understand? I live in Toronto, okay? The media in Toronto might be worse than the media in New York.
No chance. No fucking.
It's damn right up there, brother. It is damn right up there.
New York is the mecca, bro.
Maybe if
There's
we're
no-
I'm just talking about if we're talking about sport, I'm looking at as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan.
Sure, you got the
the-
advantage there,
what-
but everyone looks at New York for baseball because the Yankees are the pristine franchise. They look at the Giants. They damn sure look at the New York Knicks.
No, I can definitely agree with you that New York.
Yankees are number one for baseball, and the Rangers are top 5. The Knicks are top 3 probably because they're probably behind the Lakers and the Celtics, and the Giants are top 5. They're probably behind the They're probably top 2 now. It's probably the Cowboys media and the Giants media.
How about them Cowboys?
Excuse me, but yeah,
God
that was
damn.
it. All right. Let's go on to the next one. All right, here we go.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of New York Yankees,
How about them Cowboys?
I found that for you. Domingo Germán signs a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He threw a perfect game last year with the New York Yankees. He also had a crazy temper tantrum last year where he went to the locker room completely shit-faced drunk and threw shit around and threw a tantrum that eventually got him DFA'd, essentially. He goes to the Pittsburgh Pirates. What are we doing if you're Major League Baseball? What are you doing? Aroldis Chapman, this douchebag, they get second and third chances. Trevor Bauer was never guilty. He was innocent throughout the whole process, and the evidence shows this guy is a Cy Young winner, and at his best, he's a top 10 pitcher in baseball. And this guy is doing everything the right way. Pitching against the Dodgers. He's pitching up against the Yankees very soon with the Mexican Ball Club, and he's going to continue to do things like that till he gets back in the MLB. It baffles me that this guy doesn't get a second chance in Major League Baseball. Why? Because he called everything out that was going on in baseball correctly to show how
That's what
corrupt
happens.
it was. It's so fucking crazy that Domingo Germán gets another chance at Major League Baseball, but Trevor Bauer doesn't. It is so stupid. Stupid.
Stupid.
All right, Zach, I got 2 more things to go through.
Oh, lovely.
Pete Alonso, the situation with him. We all know that he wants that same contract that Aaron Judge gets, so I ask you, Zach. Pete Alonso worth $40 million?
No. Absolutely not. No.
What should the Mets do? Should they just play it out through the season, or should they try to get contract extension talks going before the season
Oh,
starts?
God, I just kicked my neck. Do you think there's any team out there that would pay Pete Alonso $40 million a year?
No, but I think there's teams out there that would give him 35.
I think 30. 30 would be a good number for this guy. If you can bring him, I mean, it's still high. Don't get me wrong, but the guy can fucking belt the ball, Robbie. We know that about him. He can
I'll tell you
hammer a
what.
fucking baseball.
If he doesn't go back to the Mets, I know the perfect landing spot for him.
Where's that?
Boston.
The Red Sox.
Sorry, Red Sox fans. Forget Tristan Casas. Pete Alonso and that green monster. Hello.
He might hit 75.
He probably hit 55 home runs in one season.
Yeah.
He probably.
I could probably crank a homer over that green monster.
Yeah, if I'm the Red Sox, I would trade Tristan Casas and whatever for Pete Alonso in a heartbeat if the Mets can't get nothing done. That's
or
what
just wait it out until he fucking.
Oh yeah, they're going to. But if the Mets aren't in contention, I could definitely see them trying to trade him off.
What we saw last year, they're probably not going to be in contention.
No. So at the end of the day, it all depends on how their season goes. If their season is going to go well, let's see how it goes. Like, if I'm the Mets, I would try contract extension talks before the season started. And if it doesn't go well, you trade his ass and you get as much assets as you can. All right, last one. Blake Snell. Snellzilla. The Houston Astros had significant interest in Blake Snell, and they are thinking about the offer that he said he wants. We went from 9 years, $270 million for Blake Snell to 2 years, $66 million with an opt-out clause after the 2024 season. Why not just take – I'm sure the Yankees offer is still there. If it's still there, why wouldn't you take that instead of the 2 year, $66 million contract?
Because I bet you it might not be. Well, maybe now with Garrett Cole being up, maybe that offer could still be standing. But I bet you if that offer was still there, he would be a Yankee right now. Maybe that offer's not there anymore. Maybe they're going, you know what? We've been waiting for this for fucking all season. We're going to make our own moves now. You're going to be an asshole and expect fucking $200 million for 10 years or 9 years? Get the fuck out of here. You're not worth that. You're old. Or You're going to be old, I should say.
Maybe. That's probably true. But this guy's probably going to sign as regular season kicks off. And I'm not talking about 2 days. I'm talking next week, 2 weeks from now.
Oh, God, if
still out there, Jordan Montgomery's still out there, JD Martinez is still out there. This is such a bad look for baseball. And the common denominator is they're all Scott Boras clients.
Scott Boras, you're a fucking loser.
I second that notion. And Zach, we've been on for nearly 2 hours.
No, we've been on for 2 hours, 1 minute, and 7 seconds, sir.
That's not true because there's a 5 minute.
Oh, count. Yes, 5 minute delay. Well, either way, Robbie, I agree with you. I think we have been
a 6.5 minute delay with the beautiful video that we had.
But I think it's time to get on out of here. We've had enough of you folks tonight. And we will be back next Monday, as per usual.
Indubitably. My co-host, Zach Roden. I'm your co-host, Robbie. Zach, take us out and follow it up by the NCAA March Madness when you're done.
Yes, sir. It is NCAA March Madness starting this Friday, folks. Keep your eyes peeled. Sports coming down your throat over the next month. Ooh, pause. And there's only one thing left to say, folks, and that is stay sexy, sports game.